Welcome to the online classes, my dear students of class 6. Today in biology, we are starting a new chapter, and that is the cell. So this video is part 1. Here you can see on the screen various types of cells. In this video, we are going to cover the following topics: cell, introduction, the basic unit of life, discovery of cell, and the most important, the cell theory. So let us start with the introduction of cell. Cell, the basic unit of life. As we all know that if you want to divide the world, all the things, there are two categories: living and non-living. And the body of all living things is made up of very small microscopic unit, and we call it cell. Generally, we cannot see the cell of our body with our naked eyes. Naked eyes means unaided eyes, without the use of any lens. But a hen's egg, which you can see, it's big enough. It is also a single cell. So cells could be very small, and it could be big also. Now let us know the definition of cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So this is very important. You must learn this. Just as the bricks are structural unit of a wall or a house. Can you imagine a house without the bricks? Of course not. So each brick is a unit in a house. Unit means the smallest thing which is used in the structure. Same way, the cell is also the unit, structural unit. Without the cells, we cannot imagine any organism. That is why we call it structural unit. And why we call it functional unit? Because all the functions which occur in our body is because of the organs. Organs are made up of tissues, and tissues are made up of cells. So basically, these are the cells which are functioning. So if the cell is functioning, we can also call it the functional unit, and that is why we call it cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Here in these two pictures, you can see wall is there, and the smallest thing here used is the brick. Other diagram is the onion peel. If you observe it under the microscope, you will see the cells like this. This structure is called nucleus of the cell. Now, in the beginning, nobody knew about the cell. It was not discovered. And why it was not discovered? Because you cannot see it with your naked eyes. So first thing was to invent something with which you can see the things which are very small. So microscope was invented. What is a microscope? It's a device which is used to see the objects which are not visible to the naked eyes. So it magnifies the small things so that you can see it. So in the beginning, for the first time, it was Antony von Leeuwenhoek, 1932 to 1723. He developed the first microscope. Here you can see in the picture who is Antony von Leeuwenhoek. And he developed a simple microscope. So here you can see the microscope also, which was made up of only single biconvex lens. And he also tried to see the things like the blood cells in the frog foot. He identified them also as living units of living beings. But it was not Antony von Leeuwenhoek who told these are the cells. Though he was involved in all this, but he did not give the term cell. Now let us see his microscope, and this is the original microscope which he invented. Very, very simple. Doesn't even look like a microscope. Then came an English scientist whose name was Robert Hooke, born in 1635. He was the one who coined the term cell. For the first time, he told these are the cells, and this is the basic unit of life. In 1965, when he was observing the slice of cork, he noticed that it is made up of many small box-like structures, and these box-like structure appeared like a honeycomb. So here you can see what he observed in his microscope. This box-like structures, it also appears as if it's a honeycomb. He is Robert Hooke, and this is his microscope. And what he observed a thin slice, very thin slice of cork. What is cork? It's a part of a tree. It's found in the bark. Okay, all of you play badminton, the shuttlecock. So there also the cork is used. In some of the wine bottles also, or some medicine or chemical bottles also, you will see that there is a cap which is made up of cork. So we are talking about that cork only. Okay. Now this is Robert Hooke's microscope, and this is the honeycomb like structure of a cell which he observed in the dead cells of cork, and this is taken from his book which he published later on. Now some important facts for you. The word cell is derived from a Latin word, cellula, and cellula means a small compartment or a small room. It was Robert Hooke who first discovered and named cell. Now something which is very, very important. This is known as cell theory. The scientists who were working for this discovery of cell, they only gave this cell theory. In the picture, how many scientists you can see? There are three. One is Matthias Jakob Schleiden, another one is Theodor Schwann, and the last one is Rudolf Karl Virchow. So all of them, they did some experiment on the cells, and Matthias Schleiden told that all plants are made up of cells. Theodor Schwann, he said all animals are also made up of cells. And Rudolf Karl Virchow, he said cell comes from the cells. That means new cell come from the pre-existing cells. New cells come from the older cells. So the contribution of these three scientists gave the cell theory. Nowadays we call it modern cell theory. Now here you can see it took 2 centuries, that means 200 years. So in 1665, Robert Hooke gave the term cell, and after that in 1838, a German scientist, Matthias Jakob Schleiden, he was the one who used the microscope to observe different parts of a plant. And then what did he say? All the plants are made up of cells. Now in these 200 years, the quality of microscope also became better. Okay. Then there was another German scientist, and his name was Theodor Schwann. He also used his microscope to study different parts of animals. And then what did he say? That all life processes takes place inside the cells, and he also said that all the animals are made up of cells. Then again it took 50 more years. That means after 250 years when Robert Hooke gave the term cell. Then came another German scientist whose name was Rudolf Karl Virchow. He discovered that a cell divides to form new cell. That means the older cells, when they become mature, they divide and give new cells. So now we learn the basic features of cell theory. Now you can see the pictures of Matthias Jakob Schleiden, Theodor Schwann and Rudolf Karl Virchow. These names of the scientists are very, very important. There may be questions: who are the three scientists whose work led to the formulation of cell theory, not only in your class but in class 10, 12 also. This is very, very important. So you must know the full name of all these three scientists. Now let us talk about the important findings of the cell theory. It's very, very easy. Number one, it says all living things are made up of cells. May it be plant or animal, they are made up of cells. Next one is the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. So you need not to memorize this because this is also the definition of cell. And the last one, the third one, all cells arise from the cell division of pre-existing cells. That means the new cell come from the pre-existing cells. But these three lines you have to learn verbatim. Verbatim means word by word. You cannot understand and write. You have to write like this. Okay. So this is the cell theory. So with this, we have come to the end of this video. Have a great day. Stay safe and stay at home. Thank you and bye.